Greetings. This is the follow-up video where I said I wanted to talk about energy and what we are in these human shells. When you think of the term vessel, that can be used in one of two ways. A vessel can be a ship on water, or it can be a drinking vessel because it holds water. We are vessels of water. We are vessels of energy in our soul. This is why you have all these words like being terminally ill. Think of the battery with a positive and negative on it. Think also about the story of the serpent in the Garden of Eden, energy den, kept within a wall. The fake God did not want Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge because they would then see both sides of something. The serpent is a representation of an energy which you can see on heart monitors. It goes between the anode and the cathode across a central line. You are seeing both sides, so you get the full picture. And let's face it, in that story, this talking snake said to Eve, "Eat the apple, you're not going to die." Did she die? And look at this God that they try and tell you is the original source in the Old Testament. This God asked, I think it was Isaiah, to sacrifice his son to prove his loyalty. Now, is that the actions of an all-loving being? Now, if you ask in Christianity what God is this perfect being who doesn't make mistakes. Well, yeah, I accept that as being the original source, the prime creator. But this fake God that the relay of the jinn have imposed upon us all and deceived us by has made mistakes, because why is there a need for a second coming? Because this Son of God did not get it right first time? And let's look at the word Jesus. In Mexican, it's Jesus. It is spelt as Jesus. Zeus is another name for Satan, basically. It is an evil being. You look at all the terminology you've got connected with energy. Are you feeling in a positive or a negative mood? The other thing to remember as well is what it says in the Bible. It says God created, he said, "Let there be light." That implies there must have been darkness before the light. So the light and the dark are balanced. It's even in Star Wars. You have the Sith and the Jedi, the good and the evil. But both of them fail because they do not see the center point. The truth lies in the middle between the two. I'm not saying you have to be good or evil, but you just have to have an understanding of both sides. Then you can make an informed decision. This is the thing. You all have choice, which you can only have a choice if you are informed to be able to make that choice. So yes, you do need to see both sides with everything. It is very simple. All the answers to everything you ever want to know are very simple. One of the burning questions a lot of people want to know the answer to is, where have we come from? So that, I would say to you, is that a serious question? Because if you're asking a serious question, I will give you a serious answer. There is a tribe in North Africa called the Dogon tribe who know of Sirius B. It is not visible with the naked eye. You can only see it through a high-powered telescope. So where did they get that knowledge from? And let's look at that word Dogon. Dog on. What is dog? A dog is a reverse of the word God. On is a reference to light, which is why you switch a light on. It is also the name of Heliopolis in Egyptian, city of the sun. All these answers are there to be found if you look and do your own research on this. This is the trouble. People can't be bothered. They don't want to do their own research. So this is why people are received, because they are inherently lazy, which is such a crying shame, because we are facing horrific problems around the world. Just look what's happening in New York with allowing abortions right up to the time of birth. That should never be allowed. That is a living being. Fine if the health of the mother is going to struggle, then I understand it. But why kill a healthy baby? There is something very sick and wrong with this world. But it needs to be addressed. We need to face up to these fears. I mean, do you really think that you are going to burn in hell for eternity? That is just fear-mongering. That is not the actions of an all-loving God either. You can see people reveal themselves by their actions, and as we are fractalized part of this original source, then God will reveal himself by his actions and his words, and certainly the one in the Old Testament is not all loving. Things have been flipped over on all of us. We have been deceived, well and truly. I fell for it. I have looked for a long time for the answer to this. And one of the ways I have unlocked this is by looking at the words. Because words always have two meanings. Now, if you open a daily newspaper or a magazine, you'll often have a crossword. And if you look at that crossword, one, it is only showing you one side, one meaning, but you'll notice there are also black squares. That is a reference to Saturn or Satan again. The black cube, Mecca, this is why they all go round. This black cube is feeding energy into this Saturn, Satan. The Kabbalah, which is where you get the word Allah. The black cube that they wear. The mortarboards you get in university. The black robes that judges wear. What priests wear. Sorry, drop the phone there. Keeled over. Right, there's another reference as well. Keeled over. It's a ship reference about water yet again. So what about these ministers, these mini-steers? You have to go through a seminary, a seminary. There's another sexual reference. And then you can become a vicar, 6-car. Or you can become a bishop or a cardinal. Reference to north, east, south and west again, I believe. Or you can be a river end, a reverend. You're up the creek there, well and truly. These are all words to think about. Son, are you going to spell it S-U-N or S-O-N? Are you going to pray and become prey? Now, take away all these religions, you might find you have a void. Well, there is no need to have a void. You've not lost anything. The truth will set you free. When you realise that you carry your own temple, your own church within you, this is why you have two temples between your third eye. See, this is the darkness twist on it. This all-seeing eye is not necessarily evil. They've just given you a different interpretation of truth. They've twisted it. This is why it's on the dollar bill on the back, at the top of a pyramid. Think also of the crux, I see fiction, the crucifixion. Why is Jesus nailed with iron nails forming a Y? These are all sacred geometry references. It's all pie in the sky. And when you understand that 3 represents the female and 4 represents the male, the point 3 and 4 makes 1. It is about creation. It can be seen over and over again in these numbers. 12 is another number. 12 disciples. 12 zodiac signs. Yeah, the sun goes around with 12 disciples because that is the sun going around 12 constellations. And if you think about the way that the history of these religions has gone, you've gone from Taurus to Aries to Pisces. We're going into the age of Aquarius. It is the opposite way round of these horoscopes. All these words have 2 meanings. If you look closely at the words, sometimes it's interchangeable vowels, sometimes the words read the other way round. So to live, the other way round is evil. You put a D on it, you've got devil. All things to think about. There'll be more videos coming up soon. And I will keep speaking this truth, because this information needs to be understood by all of us. The truth will set you free. But remember this, you all have a choice. It is your choice what you do with this knowledge. You can be self-serving or you can be benevolent. You don't need commandments. You have a conscience, a consciousness inside you. The only thing, the golden rule, the Fibonacci sequence, is just be kind. Do things that are not going to harm or hurt another living being. You don't need any commandments to do that, surely. Do you need to be told to be good? That has to come from within, from yourself. And this is the deception that has been played on all of us. We are looking up, we're looking around, we're not looking within ourselves, and that is where you will find the truth. It is worth looking into all these words, comparing things. It's like YouTube videos. Don't look at one source, look at 10, look at 20. Draw your own conclusions across a whole range of things. That is the way you will find the truth, because you will see things from all angles, all angels. All the answers are there to be found. They are in plain sight if you choose to look. Thank you.